Hello, everybody. Not feeling the absolute best, but um, I'm massively ahead of my videos. I got videos going into May, guys. That's how dedicated I am. That's how ahead of the game I am for all of you. But so all of these things, even if I haven't reviewed them yet on the channel, they will be coming out. So I'm not going to go as in depth here as I would in my reviews. Those will come out later. I got videos going all the way up to May. So you'll be seeing these. Some of these you've already seen, some of these you haven't seen yet. But I have reviewed all of these. I've now touched every single novel in the Halo EU. So I'm just going to quickly go do a quick tier list. It's mostly be for people to kind of see archived if they so wish. And kind of just go rapid pace, just because I've gone through all of it. Once I get done with all the Malazan content, I'm going to do the same thing for that. So, starting with, we have Halo Contract Harvest by Joseph Staten. He actually wrote for the games. This can go and see, because it was fine. It wasn't great. It did give us a lot of lore and backstory and a lot of the races and stuff, and showed us how the Human Covenant War even began. But, and we have to follow Chief Sergeant Johnson, and Sergeant Johnson's awesome. That being said, it's just kind of okay. It's not very fantastic, in my opinion. So that's where I would leave that at. Just because, I don't know, it was fine. And I can say that about a lot of Halo stuff. Forerunner Trilogy by Greg Bear, we have Cryptum. It's a media S tier. One of the only things worth reading, or truly worth reading, in the Halo Expanded Universe, which is Halo Cryptum. And since we're doing this, let's just get this out of the way. Where is Primordium? Where's Primordium? Primordium. Also S tier. And Silentium. Also S tier. This trilogy by Greg Bear, if you read nothing else in the Halo EU, the trilogy of books you need to read is the Forerunner trilogy by Greg Bear. May he rest in peace. With Cryptum, Primordium, and Silentium. This trilogy not only kind of gives you a backstory to a villain that you'll meet in Halo 4, it gives you the backstory on the entire franchise, and it is incredible. It is, if it didn't have the Halo label attached to it, I would still say that this is a really, really solid sci-fi trilogy. Even if you don't care about Halo, I'd say this is worth a read. It is that good. I think the character stuff is kind of lacking, but as for ideas and the plot, really, really strong. Then we have Halo Glasslands by Karen Traviss. She's infamous in both Star Wars and and Halo. Glasslands was actually pretty solid. I'd give it an A. It's kind of a sequel to my other favorite book, which we'll get to, but it's kind of a sequel to Halo Ghost of Onyx, and it's the least egregious of some of Karen Traviss's vices that she likes to do. Ghost of Onyx, easy S tier. This basically gives us the story of the Spartan 3s and how they came to be. And without getting too much more into that, I just think out of all the books that Eric Nyland wrote, this was his best one. So this is the one I would recommend to absolutely read. After that, we have Hunters in the Dark, and it's Halo 3.5. It's fine. Nothing special. Bad Blood is also, yeah, I'll put it at B. C. It's fine. It's a sequel to New Blood, which is somewhere else on this list, and it's the only book that gives us a direct follow-up to Halo 5. F tier. Where's the other one? These were 2 YA novels, and I think they suck. I think they're horrible. I just don't think they're good. There's many reasons. I think it's written poorly. I think, and I mean, it's for kids, so I try to take that into account. I try to judge YA novels lesser than I do adult novels, knowing that they're for kids. That being said, I still feel insulted if I was in like middle school or high school and I was reading this. It's too safe. It's too PG, and I get it. It's for kids, but Halo is not. It's about war. Like Also, they try to do this thing at the end of the second book where they try to make the kids like the first Spartan 4s when those things shouldn't exist till after the original trilogy. So F that. I don't like that at all. I think that's stupid. Um, but I mean, they're written okay, but it's not worth my time. Broken Circle, I'm gonna give that a solid B. This gives us a little bit about the Covenant, or a little bit about the Sangheili, and a little bit about the San'Shyom before they joined forces for the Covenant, and during the original games. We get a little bit more politicking behind the scenes. It was solid. It was by John Shirley. He's also written a prequel book to Bioshock, which is fine. Envoy by Tobias E. Buckle. It's okay. The biggest thing about Envoy is it returns us to some characters from the Cole Protocol, and it introduces a race that was supposed to appear in Halo 2 but was cut. And so it just canonizes some concept art of an alien. Halo Evolutions is a collection of short stories. I'm gonna put this on S tier. I think it's a really solid short story collection. It won't take you too long. They're all, you don't have to have any context for anything except the video games, and I think it does a great. I think the atmosphere, I think the themes all encapsulate Halo really well. So I would recommend Halo Evolutions to pretty much anyone. Halo First Strike, I'm also going to give a C. You're going to see that a lot. I'm sorry. I mean, do you want to know the story after Halo 1 before 2 of how Master Chief got back to humanity? This is it. But that being said, it's fine. It's not good. It's fine. Up next, we have Halo Fractures, which is another short story collection. It's fine. I'll give it a B. It has some really good stories in there and some whatever. So, Halo Last Light by Troy Denning. I'm also going to give like a B. It's okay. It's a typical Halo book, but it was fun, so I enjoyed it. Halo Legacy of Onyx, which was another YA novel, was actually pretty good. I'm going to give it an A. It wasn't fantastic. I'm going to give it a B. It was pretty solid for a kid's book. Moral Decada, I'm going to give it a B. Some other people might put it lower, but it's the finale to... Actually, since we're going to do this, let's get this out of the way. Thursday War is also probably going to be a B. Thursday War, this is basically... Glasslands is a sequel to Ghost of Onyx, basically. So if you want to have a conclusion to this story, you read Glasslands. The Thursday War is pretty much all the backstory you need to understand the plot, the modern day plot, I should say, of Halo 4. Moral Decada is the most preachy that Karen Travis gets with her whole, Spartans were abused. And if you hate that, then that's going to be F tier for you. If you like her writing, because I think she's a genuinely really good writer, and you don't mind that, then you probably put it where I have it. I also adore the cover art. So, Halo New Blood, also solid B. No, actually, I'll put it A. It's pretty good. This shows us how Buck became a Spartan 4. Also is a controversial thing of having, slight spoilers here, but how the rookie that you play as an ODST died. So, we have Halo Oblivion. Honestly, I'm going to give this a D. It was just kind of boring. Only brought up because of Outcast, but we'll get there. Halo Retribution is also going to be a C. It was okay. It's this is actually a sequel to Last Light, and it continues the story of the Ferret team. Halo Silent Storm is going to be a solid A for me. Really enjoyed this. This is a story set during the Covenant War before the games. Master Chief is like 15, and we get, kind of the origin story of how he got the name, and showing him being a good leader, and some of the first encounters of the Covenant. Really enjoyed this one. The Flood. C. Do you want the plot of the game with some additional insights about William C. Ditz, but also kind of boring? This is the book for you. Although, with how little it actually adds, I would just say play the video game. Why even waste your time? Divine Wind is also going to get a C. It is the conclusion to the Ferret trilogy, and it's fine. It's okay. Halo Outcast is going to get a solid A from me. This story focuses on the Arbiter, and we return to the planet from Oblivion. But it's actually really solid. I really enjoy that one. Halo Shadows of Reach is also going to get a C. I'm sorry. It's fine. The Fall of Reach. Here's the tricky thing. This is by Eric Nyland. I think I have to give it an A. I can't give it an S tier because if I'm going to be honest, the prose and everything is very simplistic. It is not I kind of feel dumb reading it. Not to be rude, but like this book was written, for a video game, and it feels like it. Like it is meant for people that don't often read. Not that it's like written poorly. It's just simple. And it's also like there are major moral gray complexities here that are just not addressed and treated very black and white. Ghost of Onyx does a better job of actually treating it more gray. But Fall of Reach is like, well, ultimately it's for the greater good. They kidnapped like 6-year-olds and flash clone them so that the parents could watch the 6-year-olds die, even though it's not actually their kids. And it's just not addressed as that bad of a problem. And I think that's a really big issue. But also, like, for something called the Fall of Reach, this is very much like Order 66 of the Star Wars fame by Karen Traviss, where only like the last like 100 to like 50 pages of anything to do with the Fall of Reach. The rest of it is all backstory for Master Chief. However, if you wanted to know the backstory of Master Chief, you have to read this book because this explains it all before the events of Halo 1. So, Rubicon Protocol. I'm also going to give a solid A by Kelly Gay. It was basically just showing the 6-month gap in between when Master Chief gets beat up at the beginning of Infinite to when he wakes up. You do hear a lot of similar audio logs if you play Halo Infinite in this story, but this is just more of a backstory for those dead Spartans you meet in the game. Code Protocol. I'm sorry. It's also going to get a C for me. This is written by Tobias C. Buckle. It's one of the first times we got to see a bit more about the insurrectionists and a bit more of the politicking going on behind the scenes of the Covenant. But I just think it's okay. Oh, and then we got Smoke and Shadow, which is gonna get an A. We're gonna go through this real quick, but Renegades, S tier. Point of Light, S tier. Epitaph, S tier. If Kelly Gay wrote it, it's worth a read. Smoke and Shadows introduces us to a whole group of fun characters. This continues this, where we also get to hang out with Guilty Spark again in his kind of like redemption story, along with this one. And this one is a grand finale redemption story for the Didact. Also gives a lot of love to these books. So, without a shadow of doubt, beyond anything else, if you read anything, read the trilogy by Greg Bear, and read anything that Kelly Gay touches, which is all these right here. These are all her works. She's written the most for Halo, and there's a reason for that. She's the best. Outside of Greg Bear, who sadly passed away. But these 5, Essential, and these 3. But there we go. For S tier, Halo Cryptum, Primordium, and Silentium by Greg Bear. Ghost of Onyx by Eric Nyland. Halo Evolutions, which is by a bunch of people. Renegades, Point of Light, and Epitaph by Kelly Gay. A tier, we have Glasslands by Karen Traviss. New Blood by Matt Forbeck. Halo Soundstorm by Troy Denning. Halo Outcast by Troy Denning. Halo The Fall of Reach by Eric Nyland, the original author of the entire original EU. The Rubicon Protocol by Kelly Gay, and Smoke and Shadow by Kelly Gay. In B tier, we have Broken Circle by John Shirley. Halo Fractures by a bunch of people because it's a short story collection. Halo Last Light by Troy Denning. Halo Legacy of Onyx by Matt Forbeck. And Halo The Thursday War and Moro Decada by Karen Traviss. In C tier, we have Contact Harvest by Joseph Staten. Hunters in the Dark by Peter David. Halo Bad Blood by Matt Forbeck. Halo Envoy by Tobias C. Buckle. Halo First Strike by Eric Nyland. Halo Retribution by Troy Denning. Halo The Flood by William C. Ditz. Halo Divine Wind by Troy Denning. Halo Shadow of Reach by Troy Denning. And The Code Protocol by Tobias C. Buckle. In D tier, we have Oblivion by Troy Denning. And in F tier, we have Halo Battleborn, this duology YA series for children. And there you go. That is my Halo list. Alright, pretty short and sweet. It's really small when you look at it like that, even though it took like an eternity. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and that's it for me. Thanks for watching. See you next time.